Hey yo, what's the deal? It's the Don, Tony Teflon, House Teflon. We pull the strings. Cheer! And hey yo, you know, I've been away for a little bit and I'm sorry about that, but had some stuff going on and all good stuff and everything else and all that. So blessed to be right there, and just like to give a shout out to everyone. I got a couple of new subscribers, so all the shout out to all my new subscribers. Feeling you. That means you feeling me. I'm going to keep doing this as long as I get new subscribers. I said I was going to do about maybe every 500 views I get on a video, then I'll try to do a new video. That just shows me people are listening and watching and enjoying it, so I don't mind putting them out there. You know what I mean? Because, you know, some people like it and some people may not, but whatever. But, you know, whoever does listen to this, to let you all know, we all book fans, you know what I mean? Show fans, book fans, and we got a lot in common, and we're a lot different. But this book brings us together, whether it be through different races, and brings different between people on different continents, and brings a lot of people together. So I look at this book and this whole thing as a positive in that nature, that, you know, we may have different political views, but in the politics of Westeros and stuff like that, we you know, we could all get along and everything's all good about stuff, right? Alright, so enough of that. Let's talk about this. Now, I've seen a lot of people post a lot of different prophecies and theories and stuff like that out there recently. So I'm going to come up with one. I got one here. And to tell you the truth, I do not, if it is the way I think it is, I do not like the outcome of this. And straight up, I don't like it whatsoever. But I just got to go with the facts telling me to go, and it does seem to be pointing this direction. So, since this is a little, I had to keep my facts straight. I wrote a little something down here, and I'm going to have to read that and make sure everything is right, and then we can get into this. So we're going to call this, who is a Lannister and who is a Targaryen? Is Jamie and Cersei Targaryens, or are they Lannisters, or Tyrion a Targaryen or a Lannister? I'm going to say this straight up, you know. Me, I believe, it's like I said, I do not like, if it's from what it seems like, it does seem like, to me, Cersei and Jaime are Targaryens. I know a lot of people think that Tyrion is. I don't think Tyrion is at all. Not whatsoever. I think in the end game, it's going to be ironic that Tyrion is Tywin's true son, the one that was the one he hated the most. And the children that he loved weren't even his. And I think that's going to be ironic. So Tyrion will be kinslayer when it's all said and done, the true kinslayer. And that's what it would be, because, and Jaime is a kinslayer and a kingslayer. Alright, because obviously if Tywin is not their father, who else can there be? And there's only one person that's ever been mentioned with Jaime's mother, and that is the King Aerys. So that's the only way we can look at it. So let's get into this and let's see how this thing pans out. Alright, check it. In the Dance of Dragons, Sir Barristan and Daenerys talked about the marriage of her parents. He revealed that the Mad King never loved his wife and started lusting after the wife of his king's hand, Tywin Lannister. In Westeros, especially Dragonstone, a noble could claim the right to spend the first night of a bride to his inferior. However, this custom was banned and looked down upon to the lords of Westeros, but not Dragonstone. In The Princess and the Queen, we see how the lords felt this was a great honor, and the children were called seeds and granted lands and titles. On the night of Tywin's wedding, a drunken Aerys made a joke about claiming Joanna's first night, to the dismay of his guests. Now, was this man trying to be funny? I don't know. I've heard a lot of things about Aerys, besides being mad. And we gotta think this is before he was mad or anything like that. I heard he was very attractive. I heard he was a musician, pretty good fighter, I guess, and all that. But never did I ever hear that this man was funny, making jokes or anything like that. So I can't think all of a sudden this guy thinks he's Jay Leno. Or, well, Jay Leno's not that funny. Or this man thinks he's David Chappelle. Or this man thinks he's anyone like that, or Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, John Belushi, anybody, and this all of a sudden he wants to make jokes. I think this man was drunk, like a lot of us has been. And when you're drunk, this is what I have to think of it. When you're drunk, right? I think there's like two sides, right? Two sides of your brain, right? So you have your regular brain, your modern brain, and your primitive brain, right? So I think when you're drunk, you go back to your primitive brain. You can't. That's the only thing that you can really focus on. So when you're primitive, you gotta. What do you want? You want to eat, you want to have sex, and you want to sleep, and that's all it is. So when you're drunk, that's all you're thinking about, and you just say whatever's on your mind because you can't hold it back, even if you wanted to. And even if you did, if you're bold enough, sometimes you get the balls just to do it. Not me. I'm just me. You know what I mean? I am whether I'm drunk, ballsy, or not. But some people, they get all crazy. So I think that Aerys, drinking, watching this, wanted this chick sitting there back steaming over this whole situation. Just said, you know, I want to fuck this broad. Look at that. That night, he's lucky that night rights ain't in effect right now. Because if it was, I'd pound the shit out this man's lady. Straight up. And I think he said it somewhat like that in his little accent or whatever like that. And I think the people got a little, that's why they were a little disgusted by the way he said it. I think he said it rudely. Like, if he's lucky that shit ain't there, I fuck the shit out of his wife right now. Look at that bitch right there. Drinking. You know what I mean? And what? Why? Why can't, he's the king. He's the king. You can imagine being in a bar and the owner of the bar with a couple of bouncers by his side could say whatever he wants to you, how much power he feels. So imagine how a king would feel. Say whatever the fuck he want to anyone he want. He don't give a fuck. And that's the way this man's thinking. That's why he says it. And that's why I believe. So now we know right from there. This man didn't love his wife. He didn't want his wife. He wanted this chick. So, that's not enough to go to make you believe that this man is the father of Jaime. Of course not. I wouldn't think that. Now we have to go to the other evidence that we have. And that other evidence is the fever dream of Jaime himself. And the only way I could really put this across, I could say it to you, how I feel about it, but the best way is for us to listen to it together. And then we can come to this decision together. So now we know from Barris and Selmy, right, that Aerys liked this man's wife. He wanted her, right? We know that. So we're not even going to discuss that anymore. We know that he liked her. Now, only thing to discuss is, did he have a chance to pull it off? So, let's listen to this and see how it goes. Jaime's fever dream. From the Feast of Crows.
That night he dreamt that he was back in the great sept of Baelon. The sept was still and dark until a woman emerged from the shadows and walked slowly to the bier. "Sister?" he said. But it was not Circe. A hood and veil concealed her features, but he could see the candles burning in the green pools of her eyes. "Sister," he said, "what would you have of me?" His last word echoed up and down the sept. Me, 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 me. "I am not your sister, Jaime." She raised a pale, soft hand and pushed her hood back. "Have you forgotten me? Can I forget someone I never knew?" The words caught in his throat. He did know her, but it had been so long. "Will you forget your own Lord Father, too?"
Sorry. I shouldn't probably stopped it right there. But we're going to stop it right there real quick. Now, he knows this woman, right? That's what we're seeing. We see the candles burning in the background, right? And we see the red cloak, right? So when I think of red cloak, and I think of candles burning in the background sitting, I'm thinking like Melisandre, some type of magic-y situation like that, right? I'm not going to get that far into it, but that's what we got so far. Now he recognizes this woman. First he didn't, but now he does. We're going to back it up just a little bit and go through it again. Right from the red cloak, the hooded cloak part. And listen again. Here we go.
Me, 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 me. "I am not your sister, Jaime." She raised a pale, soft hand and pushed her hood back. "Have you forgotten me? Can I forget someone I never knew?" The words caught in his throat. He did know her, but it had been so long. "Will you forget your own Lord Father, too?" I wonder if you ever knew him, truly.
Alright. Now, this woman that we recognize as his mother, it said, are you going to forget me? I wonder if you're going to forget your own, if you knew your own Lord Father, truly. You're going to forget him too. Truly, if you truly knew him. Now, if she's talking about Tyrion, what could she mean? Knew him what? As a man? Truly knew him as a person? I would think in all the years that have gone by that he has gotten to know his father through and through. So I can't believe she's talking about her father, Tywin being his father. So we'll back it up and we'll keep it going.
But it had been so long. Will you forget your own Lord Father, too? I wonder if you ever knew him, truly. Her eyes were green, her hair spun gold. He could not tell how old she was. 15, he thought, or 50. She climbed the steps to stand above the bier. Who are you? He had to hear her say. The question is, who are you?
Jamie now is here trying to figure out. He knows who this lady is. He knows this is his mother. But he needs to hear it. And a lot of times in life, you know things that are going to happen, but you need to hear it. Kind of like a lot of women that know that man is cheating, but need to see it. You know that man ain't there. You know when he's coming home with condom in his pockets, and he ain't sleeping with you, and he's got 2 and 3 coming to pack. You know what's going on, right? I would think you would have to, but some women just need to see him in the act to believe it. So, why all of a sudden is she asking this man, do you know who you are? This is what this is about. He's over here trying to say, hey, who are you? But she's like, it's not about me. It's about you and you knowing yourself. Back it up again. We'll take it again.
50. She climbed the steps to stand above the bier. Who are you? He had to hear her say. The question is, who are you? This is a dream, is it? She smiled sadly. Count your hands, child. 1. One hand clasped tight around the sword hilt. Only 1. In my dreams I always have 2 hands. He raised his right arm and stared uncomprehending at the ugliness of his stump.
Now, I believe that the reason why they're saying that is to let him know, and not that this isn't a dream, but that this is real. What the context is real. You understand what I'm saying? What I'm telling you is real. You need to understand it's not a dream. If it was a dream, you have both your hands. But you only have one because what I'm telling you is real. This is what I'm trying to say, and that's what that scenario means to me. That's the way I take it. Alright? We're going to back it up. I'm almost done here.
2 hands. He raised his right arm and stared uncomprehending at the ugliness of his stump. We all dream of things we cannot have. Tywin dreamed that his son would be a great knight, that his daughter would be a queen. He dreamed they would be so strong and brave and beautiful that no one would ever laugh at them. I am a knight, he told her, and Cersei is a queen.
Alright. She's saying Tywin always dreamed that his son would be a knight, his daughter would be a queen. Alright? If Tywin is their father, as Jamie is saying, about to say, he is a knight. Cersei is a queen. So, and his children will never be laughed at. This is what he always wanted. So why does this next scene happen? If that's the case.
Daughter would be a queen. He dreamed they would be so strong and brave and beautiful that no one would ever laugh at them. I am a knight, he told her, and Cersei is a queen. A tear rolled down her cheek. The woman raised her hood again and turned her back on him. Jamie called after her, but already she was moving away. Her skirt whispering lullabies as it brushed across the floor. "Don't leave me," he wanted to call. But of course, she'd left them long ago.
Alright. The fact that he says at the end, he had left them a long time ago, cements the fact that this is Jaime's mother that she's talking to. Alright? That's the bottom line with that last part. Another thing I have to say is that Tywin did not want his people to be laughed at. His family, his children. That was his biggest fear in life, to be laughed at. I know, because I can't, if someone tried to embarrass me, son, it's possible. It could go down. But I'm saying like this, so I understand what it's like to be embarrassed is the worst thing. Tywin, his father, embarrassed his family, almost soaked him. So he didn't want that to happen. So it's all he wanted. My daughter to be a queen, my son to be a knight. No one's ever going to laugh at me. So if Jaime is a knight, no one laughs at Jaime. Cersei is a queen, no one laughs at him. But Tyrion gets on that pig, right? With that other little dwarf, imp, I don't know how you want to say it. Gets laughed at. He's the one being laughed at. And that's Tywin's true kid. The one being laughed at. And that's what makes it all ironic. That's what he always wanted. He didn't want anyone to be laughed at. And those two don't. But his real kid's getting laughed at right now and made fun of. And he's on a boat with a pig, run jousting with a pig like a dwarf. A dwarf jousting on a pig. That's what I have to say about it. So, the reason why I have to say Tyrion is not, and I'm going to say this real quick, is that Mokoro says to him, Tyrion, he says, I gotta remember the exact quote, he said, dragons, old and young, or old and young, young and new, all around you, and you, a small man with a large shadow, snarling amidst them all. Now, dragons old and young, all around them. Now I know people say, oh well, and him. No, he's not saying that. Dragons old and young, and you. So dragons are here, and you are here. You're not a part of them. They're around you, and you. And two, the reason why I'm going to say he's not, is this reason. He says snarling is the word. Snarling. Dragons, I've heard dragons say a lot of different things. Dragons, flare their nostrils, fires come out. I never heard of a dragon snarling. What snarls, those animals, like a lion, would snarl. That's what he is. He's the lion. And that's the bottom line. Now there's some more links between them. I wrote down a couple of things down here. I'll go back to my reading portion of this program. Are the links between the Lannister twins and the Targaryens? Let's see. First off, there is excessive sibling love, which Cersei herself justifies as being okay, since the Targaryens have been fucking each other since the break of dawn. If Aerys could pipe Rhaella, why can't Jaime look her up and down? I mean, in all honesty, I like silk. I got a little freaky in me. So, you know what I mean? Not no sibling freakiness, but, looking freakiness. You know what I mean? So, I understand that part. However, we do see the breakdown of her mental health, which could lead to her thinking kind of crazy, which is, ironically, another sign of her having Targaryen blood, or should I say, being a seed. I mean, this house is well known for producing Looney Tune offspring from interbreeding. Another parallel, and a big parallel, is Cersei's fascination with fire. We see her in awe while the Tower of the Hand is being burned down. And of course, being a pyro is a common trait of being a Targaryen. She fucks her brother. She enjoys it. She likes burning shit down. She's fucking crazy. Unfortunately, as much as I would like to say and think that they are Lannisters, the Don Tony Teflon of House Teflon, I will have to say that I have no choice but to say that Jaime and Cersei are Jaime and Cersei Targaryen. Which, I'm going to bring this up real quick, leads to a whole different thing. If that is the case, now Cersei with Maggie the Frog prophecy, right? Now we know she's the one who killed the girl. She threw her in the well so no one else could know. Everyone should know that. And if you don't know that, read it back. You should know she's the one who killed that girl, right? Because she's scared the prophecy is going to come true. Now the Valonqar, the little brother, now, if she's a Targaryen, it Could be. Now, I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be her brother because it says the little brother. So that's why I don't think it's going to be any relation to her. I think it's going to be a little brother. But let's just mess around a little bit. It could be, if she's a Targaryen, her little brother now becomes Jon. Right? So, if we look at it like that, well, not a brother, would be a nephew, right? Jon would be a nephew. Yeah, that would be a nephew. Jon would be a nephew. So, yeah, I guess it doesn't watch too much. But, you know, so we gotta watch that out. Yeah, because Jon would be the nephew. Because Targaryen, yep, her brother would be Rhaegar. Yeah, yep. So that would be, so we gotta watch that one. So you watch that one right away. So that's it. So we still have to figure out the Valancourt situation and stuff like that. But just like I said, I don't think it's gonna be Tyrion or anyone like that. I do believe that it'll be a little brother, not her brother, because it says the, not your. And I think that's the key word and you have to think about when you think about that statement right there. So, do I have anything else more to say about this Targaryen situation and stuff? Is there any other hidden Targaryens I could maybe quash right now? People are trying to say are, and I don't believe aren't. Let me say one thing real quick, and this has nothing to do with anything. Victarion Greyjoy. And I'm just going to say this real quick about Victarion. I don't know why no one's looking at this dusky woman and not seeing that this dusky woman is, in fact, those dudes from the House of Undying. Why they think she's is not is crazy to me. That's who it is. It's obvious. You know, to me it is. These dudes from the House of Undying have already turned to a little girl and tried to execute Dany. So we know they're the ones who could turn to a woman. He's been drinking the shade of the evening. What does that do? That hallucinates you. Right? And then, you gotta say, he gave all Euron's gifts of poison, right? What gift did he give Victarion besides the dusty woman? He gave him shade of the evening, right? So now you gotta think, all the stuff Victarion could be seen on that boat, he could be hallucinating it, some of it. Because he's been drinking that shade of the evening shit. So, you gotta think of it like that, kind of. You know what I mean? That's the way I see it. Everyone's think like, or maybe I can even put it even just doing crackpot shit. I could put even bigger crackpot shit. They're saying that Euron is the one who went down there and got these and killed these guys from the House of Undying, and took them hostage and fed them each other. What if it was the other way around? What if they captured Euron? And that's why they keep drinking that shit. And they're in disguise as Euron. And it's really them the whole time. And Euron's dead somewhere, floating around. He's got blue lips. Just putting it out there. But it's like I said, a lot of people say crackpot theories and make fun of people. I don't think of anything like that because the bottom line is no one knows shit. So there's no theory that's really crackpot. Ain't no one knows shit. And I think a lot of this shit a lot of people got right. And hopefully George R. R. Martin doesn't change it. You know what I mean? Because people got it right. Because I think I got a couple of things about my dude stance, especially right. And I hope it goes the way it is. Next video I'm going to do. But first, before I say that, let me give a shout out to a lot of people. You know what I mean? I do this, and there's a lot of people I seen do this before I did this. Not too many, but there was a lot. And then after finding some people, I found a lot of other people. And when I first started doing this, I just did this just to, bullshit around. Then I seen people start taking it seriously. So I figured I gotta take it a little bit more seriously too, just to step it up with them. You know what I mean? So let me give a shout out to the people who have inspired me and the people that I listen to all the time. HistoryofWesteros.com. Love your shit. Always listen to you. Otako Assemble. You the first cat that I ever seen do a goddamn review. So, got love for you. The Lady Kayla. All love, all day for you. I also like Hobani. You do those uploads of those Jamie Lannister shit. I'm all about that shit. James Jones and your mom. Mad cool peoples. Mad cool, like your videos and stuff. Y'all whatever want to get up and do some stuff, you let me know. Because I'm all about it. Also like to say I like a podcast of Ice and Fire. Been recently listening to a couple of their things. Kind of digging their stuff. Kind of feeling the boiled leather show. Kind of feeling their stuff too. What else? Do I have anyone else that I subscribe to and stuff like that? Bobo, I subscribe to that chick. She mad cool. Anybody else out there that I listen to? So that's basically what it is. So you know what I mean. Much love to all y'all people out there and everybody in the world of Ice and Fire community. Much love to George R. R. Martin. You know what I mean? And let's just keep this going. So if y'all tell your peoples about me, you know what I mean? So I can keep this up. You know, I said 500. I see 500 up there. I'm going to post the next one. You know what I mean? And that's it. 500 or 20 subscribers. Whichever one comes first. You know what I mean? When I see that, I'm going to post the next one. Just like I always said, and like I said before, if anybody want to get up, sometimes it's hard for me to talk about things to the camera to myself. If I had someone to talk to, it'd be much easier. So I would like to do something with someone. We could do something. Let me know. And just like I said before, a lot of times I'm just bullshitting. I wasn't being as professional as I see a lot of these people are up here. But I can be professional too, if need be. But I'm going to stay me. I'm going to stay the Don. And this is the Don. Tony to wait. I was thinking there was something else I wanted to talk about. Anything else about that Victarion thing? Something I wanted to say because I heard someone's. I listened to some video. Someone said something and I had the reason why it couldn't be true. And I was gonna say I forgot it. No, I cannot think of it. All right, so yo, this is the Don. Tony Teflon, House Teflon. We pull the strings. Get at me. Peace.